Anubis loop is really all about sending in all of your Gizmons just to die.
So that's it? What, we some kind of suicide squad?
Let's see how it works out for them against ShinMonzaemon, a new player on the field. I'm going to hatch the Kapurimon, digivolve into the Dorumon. This is the security Dorumon, and then play out the Kari. This is yellow Kari, so that if I do get some recovery, I can suspend it to gain a memory. I'm going to hatch the Demi-Meramon and digivolve into the new Gabumon, then digivolving into the Eismon, which is soon to be limited. They're then going to play the Mist Memory Boost, so they'll trash the top 2 cards of their deck, and then draw 1. And that's going to let them set up some kind of extra memory for some later turns. I'll move out the Dorumon, then digivolve into the Numamon for 1. Finally able to use this alt art Numamon. I'm then going to play out the new Numamon. Very sorry for the glare. They're going to move out the Eismon and swing at security. Gabumon's inheritable will allow them to draw 1 Trashmon. They'll trash the Gizmon AT. Eismon is going to be deleted, so they get to do the draw 3 trash 2. It's only going to be around for a little while longer. Trashing the Proto Gizmon and a Gabumon. They're then going to do the Demi-Meramon, draw 1 trash 1, trashing an Eismon scatter mode. They're going to put the rest into trash, playing out an Alice for 2, but I get set to 3 by the Kari. I'm going to hatch the Kapurimon and then digivolve into the Toy Agumon, hopefully being able to set up reboot on something. I'm then going to digivolve into the ShinMonzaemon, definitely a good card, swinging with the Numamon, and I will be deleted, so I get to look at the top 3. I'm able to grab a Numamon or Monzaemon, so I'll put the others to the bottom and grab this Numamon to hand. Immediately digivolving my Toy Agumon into the Numamon, so if I get the Monzaemon out, I should have reboot blocker, so that should be pretty good. My opponent hatches the Demi-Meramon, digivolves into the Gabumon, cracks the Pride Memory Boost, and then they're going to digivolve into the Eismon Scatter Mode. I'm going to draw for digivolve and then play another Pride Memory Boost. So I'm going to get set to 3. They're just going to correct that now. Trashing 2, drawing 1. Over to me, I will draw for my turn. I will move out the Numamon, and then I'll digivolve into the new Monzaemon. So it costs 3 on top of a Numamon. Then going to digivolve into ShinMonzaemon. So no level 3s on the board to do the effect, but the latent board effect will give minus 3000 DP and minus 1 security to all level 4 or higher Digimon. My opponent's just going to play out the mat and then pass turn.
Bad move, Grandpa.
Definitely going to be taking advantage of the fact that they've just passed, so I'm going to hatch the Kapurimon, digivolve into a Toy Agumon, setting up another rebooter. I'm going to swing with the ShinMonzaemon. It's going to be at 13,000 base plus 1,000 from the Kapurimon, and doing an extra security check because of the Monzaemon inheritable. And I'm going to swing in with the ShinMonzaemon as well. I'm going to hit a mat, so my ShinMonzaemon survives, but that gives them some more setup. Then I'm going to play out the new Monzaemon. It's on play, will allow me to put a Numamon underneath it, so it does cost 7, but then I gain 2 memory back from that effect. They're getting set to 3 anyway, so they're going to be at 3. Moving out the Eismon, then they're going to digivolve into the blue Meramon, so they'll draw 1 for digivolve. And before he does his draw trash effect, I'm just rebooting just to make sure that I don't miss that timing, and then reminding him that I have a blocker on 2 things. He's going to trash the Nidhogg and also an Underworld's Call, so he's going to gain 1 memory from the Nidhogg, 2 from the mats, and then draw 1 from the Underworld Call. He's also going to crack the Pride Memory Boost, so he's up to 5, digivolving into the Anubismon, and the loop is going to begin. So he gains 1 from the blue Meramon inheritable for playing something out. He should have done a draw 1 trash 1 with the Proto Gizmon, but that's okay. He swings in and gets deleted. He's going to be able to bottom deck 2 of his Gizmons so that he can play out the Gizmon AT. He's going to do the draw 2 trash 2 with the on play from that. He's going to be able to trash a Proto Gizmon and also play out the Eismon because he's got the scatter mode in trash. Both having rush because of Anubismon, so he's going to start by swinging in the Gizmon AT. I'm going to block that one with the Monzaemon just to try and stave off some of the checks. And here's where things get interesting. So he's going to do the Gizmon effect, so he's going to bottom deck them, but one of them is the Gizmon that actually got deleted. And I think if you bottom deck them, it can't see its effect anymore. I'm not sure if that's true or not. I know with Omnimon Merciful mode, when you delete something and bottom deck it in the same motion, if it has an on deletion effect, it doesn't actually proc because it's now at the bottom of the deck. It's no longer in trash to see the on deletion effect occur. But I haven't been able to find this anywhere to validate that this can't happen, so it might be totally legal play. Just let me know in the comments if anybody else knows the actual ruling on this. So he puts those 2 to the bottom and he's going to play out the Gizmon XT. No one plays with this one. He's going to swing in with it and it's just going to hit a Toy Agumon, so nothing to be afraid of there. Probably wanted it to be deleted. Swing in with the Eismon. It's going to hit the Trident Arm, so I can de-digivolve the Anubismon by 3, just completely ruining his combo.
Oh, were we? Oh, we were right there, man!
So now he's going to have to try and figure out if he can make his way out of this. He's got 3 memory to work with, so he's going to digivolve into the Garurumon. He's going to be able to draw 1, trash 1 after drawing for Digivolve as well. Trashing the Underworld's Call to draw another card. He's going to do the Calling from Darkness, so that's going to cost him 1. And he's going to grab back 2 cards from his trash, choosing 1 being the Nidhogg, another being the Blue Meramon. Probably needs a 5 to go into. So he's going to Digivolve into the Blue Meramon, which is going to cost him 3. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a way around that, so he's going to draw 1 for Digivolve and then trash 2. But he unfortunately doesn't get enough memory to keep it his turn, so I'm going to get set to 3, and now we should be able to just clean up the game here. I don't think he has any options to stop me. I'll just swing in with the ShinMonzaemon, and then I'll swing for game with the Waru. He's going to choose to go second. I'm going to hatch the Kapurimon and Digivolve into the Chikurimon. I do run a fair few things that can de-digivolve in security, and then I'm going to Digivolve into the Numamon for 1, so just choking my opponent there. He's going to hatch the Pugumon, so he runs 5 eggs, I believe, and he's going to Digivolve into the Gabumon. Definitely a good Gabu to set up with. He's going to Digivolve into the Eyesmon, passing back on 1, so we're just going to choke each other back and forth by the looks of it. I'm going to draw and then move out the Numamon, putting it square into the Glare Zone. Sorry for that. Digivolving into the Warumonzaemon, so just passing back on 1 again. I even readjust it to be even more glary. How good. And then my opponent is going to move out the Eyesmon, start swinging immediately. He's going to do a draw trash as I get ready to reveal what he hit in security. He's going to trash the Underworld's Call so he can draw 1. It's just going to be Doraemon, reveal the top card. It's got a play cost 4 left, so I get to play the Garymon, but I don't have any other new mons to trash to be able to do the on play to draw 2. Then Doraemon adds to hand. They're going to play out the mat to pass turn, so he can't choke each other anymore, but I'm at 3, so I'm going to hatch the Kapurimon, Digivolve into the Toy Agumon, and then I'm going to swing at the Eyesmon with the Warumonzaemon because I don't want him to do too many checks. But he gets to do his draw 3, trash 2, trashing the Gizmon AT and a Garurumon, and then he'll suspend the mat to be able to gain 1 memory, so I'm only at 2 now. Pokemon's on deletion will trash the top 2 cards of the deck. He's got 2 Gizmons in trash now, so he's getting closer to that combo. I'm just going to Digivolve into another Warumonzaemon for 2. Then we're going to play a Dorumon for 3. I want 3s on the field to be able to take advantage of ShinMonzaemon's effect. So my opponent's going to hatch the Demi-Meramon, Digivolve into the Gabumon, draws for the evolution, and then he's going to play Calling from Darkness for 1. So he gets to grab 2 cards from his trash back into his hand. He's going to grab 2 of the Eyesmons. So he's going to Digivolve 1 straight away. It's going to cost 2, and we'll correct that in a second. And then he's going to just play out the other Eyesmon for 4. 4 is definitely not the number that he wants to set me to, but because he needs to get things in trash and into hand, playing another Eismon's probably a good idea. I'm going to move out the Toyagu and swing at security. It does get deleted. I'm going to also then swing with one of the Warumonzaemons. It's just going to hit another thing and get deleted. I'm going to play out another Dorumon, then Digivolve into the ShinMonzaemon for 4, putting both Dorumons on top of my security. Do you see what I'm doing now with this deck? Do you see the bullshit that I am doing? Good. He's going to move out the Eismon, and he's going to swing at my security with -1 sec.
Check, please. What? No.
He still gets to do the draw 1 and trash 1 from his hand with the Gabumon. Definitely a strong effect, though, from the ShinMonzaemon to kind of just turn off those higher level Digimon from doing any checks on the following turn. He's going to Digivolve into the Blue Meramon, so he'll draw 3 technically, 1 for the Evo, 2 for the effect, and then trash 2, 1 being the Nidhogg and the other being the XT. So he gains some memory from the Nidhogg. And then he's going to actually go into the Anubismon, but he's doing this by playing out the Alice for 2 and then deleting the Eyesmon. So he still gets to do the draw 3, trash 2, after doing the draw 1 for Digivolving into Anubis. So now he's going to trash a couple more Gizmons. He does another draw 1, trash 1 as well from the Demi-Meramon, just deciding what to trash. Another Gizmon, makes sense. He's getting really close to that combo. When Digivolving, he does also get to play out a Gizmon, so he's going to do the Proto Gizmon. And this won't have the sec -1 because it's not a level 4 or higher Digimon. So he's going to swing at security, and oh, what's that? It's a Dorumon. That's crazy. Top card of security isn't a 4 cost or lower, so it just adds to hand, and so does the Dorumon. So I've got another sword source for my egg next turn. He's going to play the missed memory boost, so trashing the top 2, adding the 3rd card to hand, and then it's going to pass over to me on 3. So I will hatch the Kupurimon, digivolve into the toy Agumon, and I do have a ShinMonzaemon, so he's a big swinger, but he doesn't have block or a reboot. I'm just going to use the when attacking effect to bottom security the Anubismon, so it's just off the field and he can't combo next turn. He's probably got another way to set up for that, and it's just 1 check. It's a blue Meramon, so I survived that. Going to play out a Chikurimon for 3. And then I'm checking my trash so I can play the Monzaemon using his on play. He does cost 7, but I'm able to put a Numamon from my trash or hand underneath him, gain 2 memory back, and now I've got another blocker on field. The on play also gives something -1 security and -3000, so it gets rid of that Protomon, but he's going to do the on deletion, bottom deck 2 of the Gizmons to play out the Gizmon AT, and now he gets to do draw 2, trash 2 from that. So just kind of gassing up again, unsuspending, drawing, hatching the Demi Meramon, digivolving into the Ignitemon. He's going to crack his Pride memory boost and go up to 7, and he's going to play a Gabumon for 3, digivolve into the Garurumon for 2, so he gets to do a draw 1 for digivolving and then draw 1 trash 1 from the when digivolving effect. He's going to suspend the mat to gain a memory. Then he's going to digivolve into the blue Meramon for 3, so he's going to draw 3 and trash 2, 1 being from the Digi-Evolution. And he's going to get rid of a few things that he just doesn't need anymore, using the Alice effect to digivolve into the Anubis for free. This does mean he deletes his Gizmon AT, but he's going to do the effect to bottom deck 2 Gizmons and then play out the XT. He's also going to be able to play out a level 3 from the Anubis effect as well, so he's going to have 2 rushes on the board straight away and set up that loop. And he does have to get through a 5 security stack, but he might be able to do that still. Blue Meramon is going to give him 1 memory from that. And he's going to do the on play of the Proto Gizmon to draw 1, trash 1, just getting rid of the Anubismon, so he's probably all in at this point. The XT swings. It's going to be the Dorumon. Doesn't see anything, it just adds to hand. He's then going to swing in with the Proto Gizmon. That's going to check 1 security. That's just going to be Kari, so something that he probably wanted deleted. So he's going to have to delete it himself with Demonic Disaster, which will unsuspend the Gizmon XT. Does cost 1. Then he's going to bottom deck 2 of the Gizmons that he has in trash to be able to play out another Gizmon AT. So the loop continues, and he's got another 3 checks on board. I've only got 3 security left. He chooses to trash another Gizmon and just the mat at this point. Probably doesn't need any more mats out. Now he swings with the XT. XT is just going to hit a Garymon, so nothing there. Going to swing with the AT. AT is going to be blocked by the Monzaemon. Again, it just probably hoping to stop one of these swings, but he gets to do the bottom decking of 2 so that he can play out another XT, and that is going to just continue the loop. And this check is going to be the Chikurimon, so he's going to get de-digivolved. That is unfortunate for him. So I de-digivolve the Anubismon, and that might be game. We know that he's trashed some. He'd need more memory. He's just going to digivolve for 3 into another Anubismon he has in hand. He can play out the Gizmon, but I'm going to move out the Toy Agu, unsuspend my board. I might still run into something that could cause problems. I don't think I will, though. I'm going to play the final Zubagon Punch on my ShinMonzaemon. I'm going to swing at security, doing 2 checks. Underworld's Call will allow him to play a level 4 or lower Digimon from trash. He's just going to play out the Eismon. I'm going to swing with the Monzaemon. That's just going to be an Anubismon. I will get deleted, but then I can finish the game by swinging with Chikurimon just to be a bad person. And my last security was just going to be a ShinMonzaemon as well, so he didn't have any more de-digivolve. I just got really lucky with that one. I did have the Trident Arm in hand, but when he gets going, you really can't stop him, so you are relying on security for that. So I'm just a very lucky boy.